Well, hello once again, my friends, my fellow modelers, and my fellow historians. I'd like to welcome you to another video, and I want to show you guys another cool wooden ship model kit today. Today we're going to be looking at the Blue Nose. This is from Constructo Modelismo, the Constructo model kit. You can see she's flying the Canadian flag up on top, and she is a schooner, and she's the Blue Nose. You can see the finished model. Got the sails, the rat lines, the rigging. You can see she's going to be 15 inches long, 12.25 inches high, and 2.5 inches wide. You can see a couple of finished photos on the front of the box. So why don't we go ahead? We're going to take a look at this kit. So sit back and relax, grab a cup of grog, and enjoy the video. Alright, let's take a look at this awesome model kit. I ended up getting this off eBay for a pretty good price. I mean, I think it was $25, and it was like $5 or $6 to ship. It wasn't too bad. So this is going to be one of those fun model kits, so I can try to hone and sharpen my shipbuilding modeling skills. So I showed you the front already and the opening. So when we look at the side of the box, let's see, this is going to be kit number. It's got a barcode. It doesn't have a regular number. So the barcode is 4219148068182. This was made in Spain. Toyland, SA, Energia, excuse me. And again, it shows the measurements of the ship. This is reference number 80618. On the other side, it's a little bit different. It shows the same picture of the model, the finished picture, and this is the Blue Nose II. And when we look at the bottom of the box, you can see the Constructo logo, and you can see a finished model, a picture of the model that was the same on the side of the box. We have a little bit of information now, and they're in different languages, so let me find the English version. In shipping and yachting history, you will find a Canadian schooner Blue Nose is mentioned several times. She was launched in Nova Scotia in 1921 and was built as a fishing boat to operate in the rough waters off the coast of Newfoundland. Very soon her speed became apparent as she won all the great classic sailing races on the American East Coast. Just imagine a fishing boat, which became the fastest yacht. Her fame was widespread, and she was stamped on coins and printed on stamps. And the rest is in different languages. So, looking at the top of the box, again we have the Constructo logo. You can see a finished photo of the ship, and I think this is the same thing that I read to you. It's only in different languages. So the top of the box actually has a carry handle. So looking at the back now, you can see I'm thinking that this is going to be part of the instructions. 21, 22, 23, and this looks like the cabin house. You can see it looks like the wheel. It looks like another cabin house. Or this, yeah, I don't think this ship has a wheelhouse. I think the wheel is going to be on the outside. And you can see the different versions. You can see going down where we got the rigging, the rat lines, and you can see the sails. So it looks like the cover opens up. So we have a flap that opens up, and you could see So these are the beginning of the instructions. Starting with 1, it goes up to 20. And what does the back go up to? Yeah, 21. So the box has the instructions on it. You can see the hull. Yeah, it's hull work up until 15 when we work on the stand. And then you can see the painting of the hull. And then we go into different parts that are going to be on the ship, on the deck. So when we look inside, you can see there's like a clear plastic, and you can see all the things. You can see the metal parts, looks like the anchors. You can see a paintbrush. You can see the hull. You can see the paint. So this actually comes with the paint as well. And it doesn't have a date on here, but I will put the date up. The fact that it has an email address suggests that this is relatively new. All right, why don't we go ahead? We're going to open it up now. Looks like it's been opened in the past because the seal is folded in. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to take the whole tray out. Make sure I got everything out. Yep. All right, so why don't we put the box up here? All right, there are some things on the bottom. All right, let's check that out first. I'm actually going to put all those items on the top. I want to make sure I got everything. Okay, first thing I notice, this looks like it's instructions. Oh, it is? Okay. So in addition to the instructions on the box, we've got printed instructions that come in the form of a sheet. Yeah, I like these because these are actual size. So you can see the ship. That would be the starboard view. We have the aerial view. You can see the masts. I'll put a picture of this up. Might be easier for you to see. And you can see the deck houses, and then the dead eyes, and the rigging, the rat lines. So this is going to be pretty fun. All right. So this is the printed instruction sheet. Let's see, what do we got here? Constructo. I think this might be like a catalog. Look at that. The Christian Radic. Ooh, look at all these little goodies. We got the HMS Bounty. We've got the Enterprise. I've actually got a model of the Enterprise. It's not by Constructo, but eventually at some point I want to show that kit to you. One of my favorite ships. You can see the Cuddy Sark. We got the Pandora. The La Camerette. The La Camerette. We got the America. We got the Lady Smith. She's a beauty. We got the Halifax. We got the Prince de Neufchâtel. And I'm sorry, I'm just butchering these names. Neufchâtel. Prince de Neufchâtel. I'm not sure. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly. We got the Christian Radic. Beautiful ship. And you can see a little diorama of an actual shipbuilding facility. You can see they got the frame all set. You can see different pictures. That's a pretty interesting kit. Looking at the other side, you can see the Bluenose. The Bluenose 2, actually. We have the flyer on top. La Confiance. And you can see all of the junior kits. You get the airplane, a sailboat, a race car, and then you can see the Christian Radic. That's a pretty nice ship. So we have a little catalog of goodies from Constructo. Next we have another blue nose. This looks like more of a manual. So this could be the parts list. So the blue nose, you can see the black and white picture of the finished model. The assembly instructions. And this would be kit reference number 80618. And incidentally, this is in 1:135 scale. So this is in Spanish. So this is the parts list. All right, here it is in English. So we have the introduction. Thank you for choosing our product. We hope you will find it entirely to your satisfaction, that you will have fun making this boat. In all our products, we use only the best materials such as brass and various types of wood. Our objective is to deliver a product of the highest quality without forgetting that you are an artist, and the final result depends on you. You will require a few tools and different kinds of glue, paint, and varnish, which you will find at any model shop or do-it-yourself store. The best guide to help you is the box, so keep it handy when you're working on the boat. And then it shows the same history that I read to you off the box. Then it goes and it shows the general practical tips. Bend the wood strips, soak them in water, and make them more flexible. Once they're soaked, you can use a soldering iron. Well, I actually have an iron used for that. Carpenter's glue, clamping the parts, things of that nature. Paint. The acrylic paint, non-toxic. So then it goes into the instructions. So photo 1, glue to the after deck, number 2 onto the hull, number 1, and I'm not going to go through every single one because it actually goes through all of the instructions. So this is a companion to the pictures on the box. And then we see the parts list. You can see there are a lot of parts, starting with the hull, going up to the rings. Yeah, and then it's in French. So then it just goes in different languages. So for English, we've got we got 4 pages of the book for English. And we get the parts list, and we have the instructions and the assembly with each picture. So we'll put this aside now. There. All right. I think this is what's going to go onto the wooden deck. I think this is the bulwark that's going to go up on the side, on the top. And looks like this is going to go on the poop deck. It's a little bit cockeyed, so we might have to straighten it out a little bit, but that's okay. All right, now let's take a look in the actual compartment that's got all the pieces. So I want to start with the hull. You know, the hull is actually really nicely shaped. I showed you I think it was the Cuddy Sark that I showed you not that long ago. And you can see there are areas where we would have to shape and sand down. This, for the general shape, this looks really good. I mean, yes, we're going to do some fine sanding to make it smooth. But for the most part, the shape of the ship is there. And you can see where the bulwarks are going to go. Up along the sides. And this is, like I said, it's 1/138 scale, so we got 10 1/4 inches. So it's going to be a pretty good sized model, and then you can see, you know, another foot, 11 inches for the masts. All right, so that's the hull. Next, nice. We got a paintbrush. Can't get it out because it's wedged in there. All right. So this boat, actually, this model comes with a paintbrush. And we might as well look at the paints. So we have the red. And this is going to be the hull red. This is going to go below the waterline. Then we've got the black. And you can see the black is just about dried out. Looks like somebody used the black. Because there's no leaking. But you can see it's just about empty. So somebody used the black. And then we have, I'm not sure if this is the glue. Actually, no, this is the blue paint. So this is the blue that's going to go along the top. So we would still need the gold and a few colors. So what we're going to do, we're not going to use the paint that came with it because it's not an ancient model, but it still is pretty old and the paint is dried out. So we're not going to use the paint. But it's still nice that they give a paintbrush and they give the paint. If this would have been brand new, let me see if I can wedge the brush back in. If this would have been brand new, absolutely we would have used the paint. Okay, so we're not going to use the paint. Next up, it looks like this is the sails, and you can see the Canadian flags. So let me go ahead and open this up. And it's a plastic bag, and it just has the staple in it. All right. First thing we'll take a look at is you can see the flag. And I like what they did with the flag because the flag is actually material. But you can see it's kind of a sticker. So when you peel back the sticker, you fold the pieces together and you can actually make it wave if you'd like to. You can give it that illusion. So that's a nice touch. Next up, we got the sails, the cloth for all of the sails. I like what they did too. What they actually did was they went above and beyond. And you can see where we're going to fold them over and glue them so we can actually run the holes to put it on the rigging. And again, this is the BLUENOSE II, and this is for kit 80613. And they have the patterns on the cloth. I like that. So those are the sails. Let's see, what other goodies do we got? It looks like we have, there's a couple of, so it looks like some of the elastics just kind of fuse to the plastic. Is that everything? Yeah. So we have what I think could be the masts, maybe the mizzen mast. Actually, it only has two masts. Okay, so let's see, is there another? Yeah, there's another one in there, so we got two of the sticks for the masts. Let's put those back. This is square. I think this might be railing. Again, we'll know more when we build. And then we have these ends, the elastic stayed. So you can see another rounded piece. And then we have the dark wood. And a lot of this is going to be the molding for the ship. So we'll leave that bundled. And then again, we have the flat section, or the flat pieces. Now, I don't think we're going to be planking. It doesn't look like we're going to plank the hull. Yeah, so this isn't for that. This could be for the deck. Yeah, this might be the deck boards. Okay, now we look at the first chamber. There's a lot of tiny parts in here, so I don't want to open this. But you can see there's a little bit of photo etch. And we actually have the plate that's going to go on the side of the ship, the BLUENOSE II. And I think this is for the, I don't see a picture of it, but that's probably for the rudder. Then you can see a lot of tiny nails. Actually, I think these are for the rudder. And a lot of nails and a lot of the where the rigging is going to go into. So like I said, I'm not going to open that until we use them. Same thing with probably with all these. So you can see we have the anchors. We have a lot of small little pieces, and I think this is going to go for the railing on the ship. It looks like we have a cowl. Is that a cowl or is that an air vent? It could be an air vent. And then we have more of the wooden rings. We have the small little rings. I think those are going to be the portholes. Let's see. We've got another one with the card. You can see these are the little posts that are going to go along the sides where the rigging and the rat lines are going to go in on the front part of the ship, or actually the inside of the ship against the outer wall. And then you can see all the little, see it looks like a little face, all the little dead eyes. And that's what all the rigging is going to go through. So the hardest part, just like any old wooden vessel, the hardest part of the build is going to be the rigging. All right, and lastly, oh, looks like we got, let me do this first. I think this is the stand. Yeah. So we have the stand, and it looks like that long piece that I thought might have been a mast. Yeah, so I thought this might have been a bowsprit or a mast, but this is actually going to go through the stand, and that's going to solidify the base. And then you can see the two halves. We're going to cradle the ship, and you can see her keel is going to rest right there. Then it looks like this could be the rudder for the back of the ship. Okay, now we've got looks like the last piece. So we'll go ahead. I will open this up because these are the larger pieces. So let's get the staple off. And what I like about, incidentally, all of these envelopes, you can see they have a parts list in them on the cardboard backing. So you can see this will have the wiring. It's probably going to be for the railing and where the rat lines are going to attach to. You can see the rigging, the houses, or the little structures, the skylights that are going to go on a deck. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's just kind of dump everything out. So first thing, you can see we have 2 spools of rigging. So it looks like the sails and the rat lines are going to be the darker color, and everything else will be like the rope color. And then we have the little pieces that are going to go on a deck house. So my fellow Monopoly fans, it looks like the little hotel that would go on the game, little pieces. So we got a couple of those. You can see again, this looks like a deck house for the back of the ship, for the poop deck area. And it's got all the little structures that are going to go on top. So then we get down to the brass. And looking at the picture on the box, I can't really tell where the brass would go. It looks like it's going to wrap around. What are they? Are those dead eyes? I don't know if that's what they're called or not, but that looks like they're going to wrap around those, and that's what the rat lines are going to attach to. And then we have a little bit of copper, and I'm actually not quite sure where this is going to go. Yeah, I don't see it on the box, so I'm not quite sure what the copper's for. But that's everything. So that's everything in the kit. And again, I like all of these envelopes have the little cardboard backing that has almost like a parts list on it, just to show you what's in there. You can see, incidentally, this one has a propeller. I didn't notice that one earlier. So this is going to be a fun build. I don't know when I'm going to get to this because I am working on so many projects right now. But we might do this one before we do the Cuddy Sark. But we'll see. But my friends, I wanted to show you this model kit, this ship model. My fellow wooden model ship fans. I figured you'd enjoy this video. I had gotten this a little while ago off eBay, and I had put it aside and I had forgotten about it. But I wanted to share it with you. Again, we'll be doing this one probably before the Cuddy Sark, because the Cuddy Sark has more work to do on the hull than this one does. So my friends, until we start the build on this, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.